Grabar. Listo. Entonces, listo. Good morning, dear tutor and classmates. My name is Eliana Sofia Leal Lozada, and I am a student of the Language and Culture course. I belong to the group number 2. Today, I have here online the teacher Milena Palacios, who is a teacher at the school called Nuestra Señora Los Dolores de Manare, located in the town of Villanueva Casanare. Thank you very much, teacher Milena, for helping me with this little interview and allow me to ask you some questions. But before we start with the questions, please tell us something about yourself. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, Eliana. I am Milena Palacios. I am English teacher, and I love edit and watch videos on YouTube. And my favorite activities is teach my student, and I like that they could understand me when I am teaching, and I love my profession. I am a happy teacher. Happy teacher. Thank you for your invitation.
No, thank you very much, teacher Milena. What a privilege you allow me to briefly ask you these questions. Well, now let's start with the first questions.
Okay.
The first question is, what do you think is the relationship between language and culture?
Okay. I believe that the relationship in between language and culture is that through our languages we can spread the characteristic features of a culture, like music, oral traditions, celebration. With our language, we can show to other person what I like, what I believe, what I like to do in every moment. Through the languages culture, we can do some different things that help us to express our likes.
Yes, teacher. It's like express our ideas. Thank you for your response, which is good to know how all languages teachers should know and take advantage of the close relationship that languages that with culture, and thus know how to design appropriate activities in the classroom. So let's continue with the second question. What is the influence of culture in the process of a foreign language?
Okay, culture facilitate us. As a teacher, the culture facilitates learning because it allows us to know people, our students, our parents, your parents, excuse me, we can understand much better in different areas. The culture is so influenced in the student and the people, whatever that you are is learning a language, is so necessary to do to take into account the culture. I believe that.
Yes, teacher. Thank you for your answer. Everything you just said, it's true. So, no more to say. Let's continue with the third question. Which cultural expressions do you know countries have through language?
Different expression like music, dance, celebrations, food, religions, belief. We can know about the languages through different topics. We can know different theme our student through music, dance, as I can say.
Yes, teacher. Thank you for your response. It was like definitely clear to us that there are several ways in which culture manifests itself, and these are part of the identity of a particular community, and like you say, a student. So the next question says like this: why do you think it's important to have an oral tradition in a country?
Okay, oral tradition is important because it gives us to the opportunity to understand in a better way the histories behind the behaviors of the people in our town or in a classroom. Through oral tradition, every people can to show the anecdote, stories, things that their parents and others people have to learn they through oral tradition we can to we can know different aspects about our cultures.
Yes, teacher. Thank you for your answer. It is a good point that you highlight and you clearly mention the importance of an oral tradition in a country. The next question is very interesting. And at the beginning, I was very difficult for me to know what the correct answer was. Look at the question is what what do you think do we teach using culture or do we teach culture using language?
Okay, I believe that when we teach culture using language because they cannot be separated. As a teacher, when we are teaching the language of a country, at the same time we learn or we have to teach the culture. This point can be separated because the culture is necessary and the language is so necessary. I believe that both has to do in together, and this way we can learn in a better way.
Okay, it's good to know what is your point. Thank you for your answer. And it's good to know how another person who already has experience teaching a language and more or less knows the reality of how this is done in a classroom. So it's good. Now it has become clearly that we teach a culture through language. So it's good to know. This is the last question. Do you take into account culture in the strategies you use in your English classes? Can you give me some examples, please?
Of course, when I prepare my class in English, I always take into account the cultures. For example, I have used role playing activities using typical situations from the region, games, food, dance, songs. In different occasions, I have to do activities that my student can to do practice the typical situation as joropo, songs, games, dramatization, and in different point, I try to do my student can understand me and practice their language. In the same time, they are funny. They are have a fun. I believe that is the good way to they can understand me.
Yes, teacher. Thank you for your answer. I know that role plays is a good strategy. It's true that many times as teachers, we know we want that students learn in the best way. As you say, it's fun for them. And it will be interesting to put more activities that use strategies based on culture. For example, you say something about role play like a song. Could give a different approach to use why for them to sing, but it could be as to observe maybe in the lyrics what phrases or words are used in English and demonstrate a particular culture. For example, I don't know. Well, I think that was all for today. Again, thank you, teacher Milena, for taking the time to help me in conducting this interview. I hope you had a good day. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye.